Hey everybody, Ron here. I am back with another flip through, and this one's really special. The Player's Guide to the Western Reaches just dropped for Kickstarter backers. I backed at the level where I'm getting the slipcase version. I believe this is the slipcase cover. It looks really nice. Kelsey did a fantastic job. We get the first look at this gorgeous book. You folks know how much I love ShadowDark. I was running Exile and Thief, but Exile and Thief is on a hiatus. I am playing a co-op game of ShadowDark with my two other friends that play in my Exile and Thief campaign, and that has been a blast so far. But this YouTube video is about the Player's Guide to the Western Reaches flip through. We got a player's map of the Western Reaches. This is the top half of it and the bottom half of it. All of the locations that are in the various cursed scrolls, which is what this is based on. You got the table of contents, got the forward. The Western Reaches will be shaped by your hands, and that is the philosophy of ShadowDark. It is open play, hex crawling, play through discovery, all that fun stuff that classic dungeon crawler and old school style games used to be about, which is still a ton of fun to this day. Gives a description of what the Western Reaches are. And this is the official ShadowDark RPG setting. This is the player's guide. The GM's guide's got to be coming fairly soon. We got a little how do I play in the setting, table of contents. There are a bunch of classes now, as well as several ancestries, which gives you lots of variety. And then on top of that, you have backgrounds and other stuff. Some nice art. Got the overview. I want to point something out. One of the nice things about the start of these chapters is that they have these little quotes, and I feel like these little quotes give a flavor to the game and the setting. For example, who is Ulysses, Human Ranger? I don't know. I, as a GM, can make that up. What everyone knows. I think this is a great way to give everybody an idea of what a setting is about. Don't give your players 300 pages of world history. Give them 10 points, 1 to 2 sentences each. It's kind of a strategy that you see in the ICRPG book with the settings. It's not maybe 10 points, it's more like six or 7 points, but it gives players enough information to get themselves in the headspace of playing in that setting so that you can be set up for victory in playing. It's like, going to play a game in Middle Earth, and if people have never read The Hobbit or Lord of the Rings or have never seen the movies, you got to set them up for victory. And even then, like it can be a challenge to really get them to understand the setting, and because people are. I'm just going on this tangent. I've run the One Ring with people who've only watched the movies once, and they still play it like traditional fantasy D&D, and Tolkien fantasy, Middle Earth fantasy gaming has a different flavor. And so, you just want to make sure that you communicate properly. But anyway, these 10 summary points is a good way to get people on the same page, hopefully. Then points of light setting, might makes right. You can choose the ancestry or roll it. I like how we got a D100 table. Just gives you an idea of like just what this world is about. 1 to 54 is human, so it is a human majority world. At the same time, this is saying 46% of your population is not human. That's big. It's not as humanocentric as your traditional old school fantasy setting. So that's interesting. This was also written with people coming from a D&D 5e expectation or whatever. So there's that. Anyway, characters. Death is no stranger to me. Would you like to get more acquainted with it too? Ariana, a human necromancer. So a bandit. Now we got Ulysses, we got Ariana. And then we got the Ancestors Dwarf. I like rollable tables to make random names because it's hard to make up names, particularly on the fly as a GM. A little trinket chart. And I think each ancestry has this. So, yep, that's where we're going. Goblin, half-elf, half-orc, halfling, human, kobold. Now we're in the classes. Bard. which is in none of the cursed scrolls. This is one of the classes that Kelsey made up as on the fly, not on the fly, but as a stretch goal. And the rest of these are from the cursed scrolls. Wonderful art, of course. Of course, the Ranger is also a stretch goal class. Roustabout, I forget why that was made, but it's funny. I knew I should have stayed at home today. Arnold, halfling Roustabout. Then we got a big table of backgrounds, D100, D12. I like this. As backgrounds are subdivided by region. So table of secrets for the player characters. Factions. Factions are a nice little way to add story to a sandbox setting. You can get the players involved in the larger world politics if they want, on whatever level that they're interested in engaging in. Or you can generate a random faction. That might be fun to do, actually. The bards. I feel like these, like the harpers, is what I think of immediately. Jeweled Eye, the neutral, Scarlet Bones, chaotic pirate faction, the Society, chaotic faction, the Power Brokers, the Torchbearers, the neutral. This is like the Pathfinder Society in Pathfinder. At least that's what I feel like. Wolves of Ladonia, another lawful faction. And we got some art gear. This is going to look like what you expect. Weapons, armor, poisons, mounts, boats. I could have used that for my Exile and Thief game when they traveled over the sea to go to the Forbidden City. Siege weapons. Good for war, which I know is in this later in this book. We got the magic section, which is, I'm guessing, going to be all the spells for the Cursed Scroll classes. And so the first name was given, and Madeira brought forth the land from nothingness. Passage from the Covenant. Madeira is the opposed order and civilization. Like we flesh out the gods of the setting a little bit more. The Lost were once two of the 9 primary gods of the Reaches, but the other gods cast them down for unspeakable crimes. And we got patrons for the warlocks. I can't wait to get this physical book in my hands, actually. Horus. I think Idris. Gameplay. Hex crawling rules. It's nice that they break down the travel procedure, put it on one page. Yep, single page. Good reference. Then we got the renown. Always nice to have little reputation rules if you want that in game. Expanded downtime. Expanded carousing tables, which is nice. Bastions. A character can have a bastion constructed by paying its cost. Right. Now we're getting some mass combat stuff, I'm sure. Ooh, now that I think about it, I can go back with some of the back to Exile and Thief to see if these guys are interested in doing any of this stuff. Warbands. Warbands are small armies you can utilize in mass combat. You can command a number of warbands based on your HP die. That's interesting. You could just make a Make a warband land stat block yourself. Warband is up to 20 creatures, treated as a single combatant. All right, warband that falls to 0 HP is destroyed. Okay. Understand these rules were play tested fairly robustly, from what I understand. We got some example warbands here. Rabble. Mounted light, mounted heavy, Himalayan cavalries. And that's it. It looks really great. I can't wait to dig deeper into it and pull some stuff out of it for my various ShadowDark games. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this flip through, and until next time, see you later.